Blizzard, am I right? We're talking about Blizzard today on my channel because I have decided to just throw everything in the window and see what sticks. It doesn't matter, let's talk about Blizzard and their bizarre, strange, out of this world really decision of revealing a tool so confusing and baffling that immediately everybody just started making fun of them for ever thinking that was A, a good idea, or B, something that us as a consumer or people that know what Blizzard is like would have thought that they were doing genuinely. I know that everybody and their mother has already talked about this, but it bears repeating. Blizzard apparently has had a diversity marriage marker tool that allows them to measure how diverse their characters are by superficial looks. It's utterly baffling that anybody at any point ever thought that this is how we capture the youth, fund verticals and graphs. Just leave it to Blizzard to treat various perspectives of the world and cultures and people's experiences of living in many different places of this wide world we live in into a graph that is less specific than that of an enemy stand. One of them I actually understand what the extremity of the graph actually means, and I'm gonna give you a hint. It is not Blizzard's. Of course people are gonna shit on you. What did you expect? I know you tried to apologize on Twitter and you updated your blog post to reflect the backlash that you got, but oh boy, it was a bit too little too late. Take a little look at this graph. What is ability? Because it seems to me that they are referring to the fact that the character with the highest ability, he's missing a hand. And if it's not a disability that we're rating, why are the other minority characters have a lower rating than the white guy? Hey, the only person of color is super ethnic. I know that you say a specific sentence later on into this article, but I'm just being a little shit and having a giggle. Were you expecting people to start liking you again? That's not gonna happen. This was probably the worst way of you doing any of this. You pretty much confirmed what most people with a brain have complained about big companies trying to have "we care about current issue" thing while not actually caring at all, and also avoiding any sort of responsibility about the actual complaints that consumers have about the inner workings of your company. This thing was actually made to rally the troops, serve them to supplement their work. This being company speak for, we don't like spending time having actual discussions about representation. So instead we've made a very convenient list that we can just check every box and know that we are not gonna get any hate. You failed. Blizzard even tries to pretend that this tool is actually to uncover some unknown biases. I just have a question for you. When was the last time that a character slider in a game has made you rethink your entire perspective of a specific population or a specific perspective of a culture? Oh, it was never? This is just some fancy character slider that are just so utterly specific that unless you're reading the wiki, you wouldn't know about. I know I'm making fun of them for being this out of touch and expecting us to believe they're genuine. Give them some credit. They made this tool with the intention of creating a conversation where our developers assisted by the tool because we really like talking to our developers. Don't pay attention to these things we've done in the past. Just look at our cute chart. They are not out of touch. You are. Why do people keep saying that they look like a soulless corporation that only cares about numbers? Like, that's not who they are at all. They don't only care about revenues and sales. They specifically made this tool to trigger as many people's brains. I kind of feel connected to this character, so I'm gonna give them money. I mean, the diversity space tool is a measurement device against the norm. We don't see how it's weird that we're specifying that anything outside of the norm basically means not a white dad. All of this diversity tool usage that they keep talking about just sounds to me like a desperate corporate man throwing things at a line graph, hoping that the numbers will stop going down and finally start going up. What else could people want? For Blizzard to stop being absolutely horrible to its employees? For them to stop creating a toxic culture around women in their workforce? For them to stop reusing very few assets and barely doing any work in their most popular game and calling it a sequel? For them to stop ruining their old games and then relaunching it to only mobile? For them to stop spending most of their money in loot box technology over core gameplay? That sounds like a lot of work, so I don't think they're gonna be doing that anytime soon. So instead of doing that, I think Blizzard's going to... The diversity space tool can clearly delineate between token characters and true representation. Blizzard, I don't think this word means what you think it means. You seem to be having a little bit of trouble with the dictionary. Tokenism, on the other hand, is pretty much exactly what you're doing. You have a checklist, an actual checklist to make sure that you have a symbolic representation of some minority. It's a fire that they lit themselves, keep pouring gasoline on top of their heads and complaining that it's warm. I wonder why their stocks keep crashing. At least not several people are gonna make videos about this stupid decision that it was for you to reveal to the world that this tool ever existed. I'm gonna go now. Maybe subscribe, like, and whatever. Goodbye.